What happened to passenger Prema in Shanghai International Airport is very, very concerning. She was flying from London to Tokyo and she was transiting through Shanghai International Airport. And something that is very, very sad happened. And I'm going to explain to you what happened and my interpretation of what kind of laws apply to somebody who's just transiting. They're not landing on that country. They're not even going through immigration. They just go through the transit lounge and they are going to another country. This should not be happening, in my opinion. So please take a look at this one. It's very important. Many of us are traveling all the time, and these kinds of incidents are not good for the country that is performing this, because this can easily turn off people and they may stop using that particular airline, and that would result eventually in the airline losing a lot of money. So what happened to her and the whole saga, I'm going to play it out here. Take a look at it till the end, and also please like this video and share this thing to all those of us who are traveling, and you need to be aware of this because this is something that I have not seen before or heard before. So it's really, really strange. I mean, you can be staying in a transit lounge if, for example, you're going from place A to place B and place C is where the transit point is, and let's say on the flight from place A to place C, you fall sick and you need medical attention. Those things I can completely understand. But this is just going through the transit lounge, and she did not commit any kind of offense of any sort. There was nothing contraband found or anything like that. Then why this? That's what we're going to look at. So please watch this thing till the very end. Thank you. Who was Parashurama, who led a life of devotion, dedication, and daring? Why did he take birth on the earth? Was it to eradicate corrupt Kshatriya rulers who had become tyrannical and oppressive, or was it to bestow daya for the needy? Prema Wangchom Thongdok. She is an Indian citizen. She was going from London to Tokyo, and this thing happened at Shanghai's International Airport, and this is Shanghai Pudong Airport. And what happened was she was forced to wait there for 18 hours. She just had a 3-hour transit where you are landing on a flight from London to Shanghai, taking another flight from Shanghai to Tokyo. The transit period is a 3-hour period. That got extended to 18 hours, and even that, she had to call a friend of hers in United Kingdom. I'll just walk you through the whole thing. This is very, very sad, and I think this is very immature on part of the Chinese government to do something like this. And her only fault, according to China, is that she is a national from Arunachal-born, and therefore the whole thing happened. So wait a minute, this is just if you want to really piss off people and have them stop using your airlines, this is one way to do it. Short way to do it. Because now, see, I also travel a lot. In fact, one of the flights I'm going to be taking is Cathay Pacific from San Francisco, and its end destination is Bengaluru, and I'm going to be flying through Hong Kong. If you're going to subject me to these kinds of checks, please let me know, because I'd like to cancel the ticket today. Many of you are watching this thing. I'm sure a lot of Chinese people are also watching this, especially in your intelligence services and so on and so forth. If you have a problem with me using Hong Kong as a transit spot, please let me know. I'd like to cancel the ticket, and I'll demand full refund and then some from Cathay Pacific for asking me to put me through this kind of an ordeal, and I would be really, really unhappy. Let's see what happened. The context is travel and transit. Prema Wangchom Thongdok, an Indian citizen from Arunachal-born, was traveling from London to Japan. She had a scheduled 3-hour layover in Shanghai Pudong Airport with a valid Indian passport. See, these are all important. You should have not committed any kind of illegal things. She had a valid Indian passport. The detention and claim the passport was declared invalid. An immigration official singled her out, declaring her passport invalid. The reason given, her birthplace of Arunachal-born. Officials stated Arunachal, not India, China, extending her 3-hour layover into an 18-hour ordeal. This itself is unusual for me, because normally when you're transiting, you don't encounter any immigration official. The reason is you go from one gate and you go from one gate, one terminal, to perhaps another gate in the same terminal or in a different terminal. And for that, you have all these trains and buses and things like that that take you from one place to the other. Typically, these are like trains that go from A to B. And then you go to the destination, the gate, and then you wait for your flight, board the flight, and you go on to the other country. So why an immigration official came, this is very interesting. So Ms. Tongdok was confined to the transit area, denied proper food and facilities. She alleged officials mocked her, suggesting she apply for a Chinese passport, and pressured her to buy a new ticket on China Eastern Airlines. Because 18 hours, this is the problem, right? If she would have probably missed her flight, the flight is not going to wait for her. But my bigger question here is, why did she have to go through immigration? See, there are some airports, like for example, Heathrow. Heathrow has a mess in terms of terminals, A, B, some of them are disconnected, disjointed. So you have to actually go through, do the customs, get out onto UK, and then take a bus or walk to the other place, and then go back and do immigration, and then say that, no, I'm here just for transit, I'm just taking this flight, show all the papers, and go through the line, suffer the ordeal, and then take the second plane. And people have missed their flights because of the traffic and the chaotic conditions that are there. But is this what is happening in Shanghai? I don't know. Maybe somebody who has traveled through Shanghai can explain why she had to go through immigration. To me, that's a bit of a problem. The other thing is, she had to contact a friend of hers in the United Kingdom, and then she was able to reach the Indian Consulate. The officials from Indian embassies in Shanghai and Beijing intervened, providing assistance and engaging with Chinese authorities. The diplomatic response from India has been pretty swift. They said Indian government issued a strong démarche, which is a formal protest, to Beijing. India stressed that detention was on ludicrous grounds and that Arunachal Pradesh is indisputably Indian territory. Now, the thing that I'm hearing, I keep going back to the immigration thing, that the thing that I'm hearing was she was in a line, and she was, what happens in transit is when you exit out of one terminal and you're going into another terminal, many airports insist that you go through security of your not checked in, but your carry-on bag, that bag that you're carrying, your laptop and a small suitcase and things of that nature, which itself should not be happening. But these days, there is security concern. So fine, you'll go through that, subject yourself to those things. What I'm hearing is that she was standing in one such line, and an immigration official singled her out and then pulled her out of that line and subjected her to questioning, which means there was no requirement for anybody in transit to go through immigration laws. I'm not 100% sure about this, so people who are in the know can explain by way of comments what happened. But I definitely am concerned. This kind of a behavior on part of China is just not on. I mean, your economy is on the back foot right now. You want as many people using your airlines, your infrastructure as possible, isn't it? Then why are you doing this? Anyway, so as far as the core conflict is concerned, India's stand is Arunachal Pradesh is an indisputably Indian territory. Its residents are entitled to hold and travel with Indian passports. China's claim is that Arunachal is not India, China, rendering the passport invalid and the citizen Chinese. I don't know what to say about this. What about Tibet? Right? I mean, you can keep on asking all these questions, but let us stick on to here and now. This is just not on, and to harass passengers doing this is actually going to do incalculable harm to China and Chinese airlines, I'm afraid. And somebody got really carried away. I mean, I would nail that person's ass, the person in the immigration who did this. The scheduled layover was 3 hours and she was made to wait for 18 hours. I'm pretty sure she lost her connection. She had to take another flight, for which perhaps she had to even pay for the ticket. These are all things that one should not be subjected to. And this is my humble opinion. As a global traveler, I think this is just not on. Hopefully somebody somewhere is listening and they have to put out an apology. Because if you don't do that, many passengers, such as myself, will get very nervous. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.